So speaking of war with Venezuela, I had to come back. We already did a segment on this where Nick Fuentes basically came out and argued that he's okay with war with Venezuela. And I decided to revisit this because as time went by, I kept seeing, okay, here's another clip of him saying he wants war with Venezuela. Oh, here's another clip of him saying it. Oh, here's another clip of him saying it. It's like, I mean, it's clips galore of him betraying America first and going full neocon warmonger imperialist and saying, fuck yeah, guns blazing. I hated the war on terror under George W. Bush, but I love it when Trump decides to marry together the war on terror with the war on drugs. Taking two bullshit wars, mixing them together to make it one horrible war where they take away everybody's rights and start murdering fucking random people. And he loves it. He loves it. So let's start with this one here. I believe this is where he berates somebody who's questioning him on this exact issue. Here we go.
How would you structure imperialism in Central and South America to actually benefit the American people?
Okay.
Historically, regime change in South America has disproportionately benefited the multinational corporations who swoop in once the old government has been dismantled. Usually, this does not benefit Americans much at all.
That's totally idiotic. In the first place...
No, it's not. It's completely correct. You think these wars are for Dave in Cleveland who makes $46,000 a year? Is that what you think? You think this helps the average American? Do you really believe that? There's no way. You actually believe. You have to know. Nobody's naive enough to think, oh, this isn't about corporate profits and U.S. global hegemony and dominance. Fucking, of course it is. This is for the billionaires. This is for the corporations. This has nothing to do with helping Americans. What a fucking sick joke.
What we're talking about is neocolonialism. Okay, so you think you're asking a good question. You're not. First and foremost, it is strategic. Security is number one. Security is paramount.
So, in other words, it makes you more safe and more secure when your government murders random people in the Caribbean. That makes you more safe. That makes you more secure. Because, blowback is not a thing. It's not like we have a history of blowing shit up in the Middle East and then that leading to an increase in terrorism and jihadism and recruitment for Al-Qaeda. Like, this flips the reality completely on its head. It's actually embarrassing, if I'm being honest with you.
And you're saying, how can regime change economically benefit America? That's secondary. There are security concerns. There are economic concerns.
There are security concerns. So is the case that, actually, we are under the oppressive boot of fucking Venezuela and Colombia. For security reasons, we have to make sure what? That you get a fucking puppet hack regime in there that allows U.S. corporations to fucking plunder and pillage and exploit and steal all the natural resources? And if he's being honest, he'd say yes to that. But again, it's got nothing to do with you and your life getting better. It has to do with helping out billionaires and multinational corporations.
What do I mean by this? The first goal is to secure, and I'm using the word a little differently there, but I mean to say that America needs to control its periphery, which is the Western Hemisphere.
So imperialism. This is just imperialism. This idea of like, it's in our backyard. What does that mean? They're a sovereign, independent nation full of human beings. It's in our backyard. Okay, how about, where in their backyard? How about that? Should they have the right to topple our government and put in whoever the fuck they want for their own ends? I mean, this is so childish. This is so fucking childish. A guy who he should know these things because he's supposed to be, an America first fucking white nationalist paleo-conservative, and the paleo-conservatives, at least nominally, are supposed to be anti-war, anti-intervention. Here he is arguing for intervention.
This is our sphere of influence. And what that means is we cannot be threatened here anywhere in a security context, in a defense.
We're not. Fucking Maduro's no threat to us whatsoever. And if you want to make some sort of fucking deal with them so that we can have access to their minerals and their oil, make a fucking deal with them. Make a deal with them. Don't go in there guns blazing like fucking idiot cowboys.
We cannot tolerate any regime in the Western Hemisphere that wishes to challenge us or would challenge us strategically, that would threaten us militarily. And that doesn't mean like Venezuela can destroy America. It means, are they cooperating or collaborating with our real strategic adversaries in any way, shape, or form? Could they be used as a base of operations? Take Cuba, for example. Cuba cannot destroy America, but once upon a time, when the United States put missiles in Turkey, the Soviet Union put their missiles in Cuba.
Well, I guess we shouldn't have been completely and utterly fucking irrational trying to coup their government and kill their leaders day in and day out for fucking decades. That should be the fucking lesson of like, oh, if you want to get along with the country, maybe you should try to get along with the country. You want a business deal, maybe you should try to get a business deal through, mutual cooperation, respecting the sovereignty and independence of the others. But no, it's always like, if you work with people who we don't like, we're going to kill you. That's only going to make them want to work with them more. Fucking of course. It's fucking human nature. Oh my God, man.
And because Cuba was a regime that was collaborating with Moscow, Moscow was able to put nuclear missiles off the coast of Florida. Security is paramount. So this is the Monroe Doctrine. I believe that every regime in South and Central America and in the Caribbean should kneel to Washington.
They should kneel to Washington because, they don't deserve independence and sovereignty and human rights and freedom and justice in their own countries. They don't deserve that. He wants to live in a world of might make right. He wants to live in a world of the law of the jungle. Here's the problem, Nick. Through the overwhelming majority of history, the U.S. was not a global superpower. We happen to kind of be one now. Okay, but what happens when we're not one? Is this the world you want to live in? Where, China, now they're the dominant one, so they can put their boot on our neck, and they can tell us what to do, and they can bully us, and they can take our natural resources. They don't even, there's not even an attempt to reckon with the principles of the system that you're laying out, and how this is a world where everybody loses, except whoever happens to be the empire in any given moment, right? It's so childish.
For starters, that means we should just forget about a structural colonialism. Hey, genius. What do you see in Argentina? Through soft power, a pro-Western regime was elected. Not complicated. And then what happened? Bilateral agreements. We secured the rights to their lithium. We control their river. They shut down the dual-use infrastructure with China. We could talk about that. That's for the policymakers. That's for the diplomats. We're not.
So in other words, he's saying, well, I'm okay with hard power in Venezuela because soft power has worked in other instances. Well, that would undermine your argument. That doesn't bolster your argument. And also, by the way, fucking Argentina's a total fucking fail state. And now what? Trump's giving them $40 billion at the same time he's cutting off food stamps for 40 million Americans? Fucking soybean farmers are going bankrupt. Beef farmers are going fucking bankrupt in this country. But he's got 40 billion for Argentina. And Americans are supposed to what? Be happy about this? They're supposed to enjoy this as if it's America first? You bring up Argentina as if it's not. Case in point, number one of him not being America first. It's a fucking cabal of elites and billionaires. And they're all sucking off each other and handing billions of dollars around between one another, and Americans get fucked. And here you are putting the highfalutin fucking gloss and spin on it and pretending like, actually, this is great for, imperialism is actually good for you. Neocolonialism is good for you. Oh, what's that? We now live in a new Gilded Age where the income and wealth inequality is worse than ever before, and so we've lived under this fucking imperialistic neocolonial system, and it's objectively hurt you and ruined your life? Oh, what's that? Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's the structure of it. It's obvious. Venezuela, we want to overthrow the regime. In Bolivia, a pro-Western leader was just elected. Probably soft power there also. And so this is the kind of game that we need to play. It's another great game. And so the first priority is strategic. The second priority is economic. And maybe we create some kind of economic union. Maybe we create some kind of economic union with South and Central America. We bring them into our system in a more formal way. And we make it so that we can provide for their trade needs. Maybe they can be the manufacturing. The things that China's manufacturing that we cannot, that we don't want to manufacture, maybe they can manufacture it. Maybe Argentina takes the soybeans and we take something else. Do we really need to make the soybeans? Why? Soybeans is not a great product.
Yeah, tell that to all the soybean farmers who are going fucking bankrupt right now. These Americans that you seemingly don't give a shit about.
I'd rather make other things than soybeans. Let Argentina make the soybeans. And maybe we make something else. But we should enhance those trade relationships, and we can make them beneficial based on the factors of production of the different countries.
You're not enhancing the trade relationships by saying, I'm going to fucking coup you. I'm going to do a regime change. I'm going to put in a fucking puppet who represents our corporations. I'm going to exploit the shit out of you, steal your minerals, steal your oil. None of this is like, oh, it's a win-win. No, it's not. It's fucking rank imperialism and colonialism and neoconservatism. Not so, as I said the other day on Twitter, and I stole it from somebody else. Somebody else said it first, but they said, scratch a groiper and a neocon bleeds. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But there's only one clip. We got more. Here we go. Nick Fuentes, yet again, same topic. Here's what he says.
Like a war that would make us rich is to go to war in Venezuela. And a lot of people are criticizing me. They're like, you don't understand. I understand perfectly. They have a lot of oil. We should fucking take it. We're the biggest.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're just like Trump. You're just a warmonger imperialist like Trump. That's all it is. Also, by the way, hey, tough guy, go ahead, pick up a gun, go to the front line. Yeah. Somebody else should go and take that oil. The fuck is this? America first, my ass cheek, son. As a leftist, as a dyed-in-the-wool leftist, I am way more America first than he could ever be with this fucking bullshit. Are you kidding me? Acting like it's impossible for us to do diplomacy and negotiation with countries and come to mutual business deals No, we gotta fucking kill people, go in there like cowboys, steal all their shit.
Country ever. We're the biggest and best country ever. They have all this oil and we're playing games. We're going to let this guy say, oh, well, you don't get our oil. It says fucking who? We will come in and we will kill all of you. Our military will come in and wipe out your regime and we'll take your oil and enrich our country.
This is just Elon Musk shit. Remember when he said we will coup whoever we want? Somebody talked about like the lithium in Bolivia and he needs that for his electric cars and shit. And so that was brought up and he goes, we'll coup whoever we want. Deal with it. This is the same thing. Bratty little fucking snooty fascist white kid in his basement, you know, toughest thing he had to do all day was go to the gas station to pick up a fucking Monster Energy. And here he is, we'll fucking coup whoever we want. We'll fucking overthrow whoever we want. What the fuck is this? What is this? Are people not sick of this bullshit fucking warmongering in this country? Are people not sick of this? That, you know, we've used this mindset in the Middle East. That's what the neocons did. We spent fucking $7 trillion at least. And we got what? Thousands of American soldiers killed, hundreds of thousands of innocent people in the Middle East killed, millions of people displaced from their homes, broke a region of the world, led to the rise of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, destabilized everything, fucking slave markets in Libya because we overthrow him too. What's the point? What's the fucking point of all this? God damn it, I still got more. So then he goes on Alex Jones' show. Now remember, Alex came out recently and said the same shit. Mr. fucking, everything's a conspiracy, except everything Donald Trump does is great and wonderful. When he crypto scams his own supporters, that doesn't count as a bad thing because he's good. He's good. When he's fucking best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, that doesn't count because he's good. I'll talk about Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. I'll talk about Democrats and Jeffrey. I will never fucking talk about Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and be honest that he was fucking best friends with him and that Epstein learned human trafficking from Trump's teen modeling agency. Never talk about that. So, Mr. Everything's a fucking conspiracy. The biggest fucking conspiracy I've ever seen, that we're being run by corrupt billionaire fascist assholes who are pillaging and looting the treasury, that he doesn't see. He fucking supports everything they do. Alex Jones does. So Alex Jones came out and supported regime change in Venezuela the other day, and now here's Nick Fuentes going on his show and saying the same thing. Here we go.
I say this all the time. I'm not anti-war, and I wouldn't even call myself a non-interventionist. I'm a realist. I think.
Oh, okay. It's so amazing how somehow, some way, every single different flavor and variety of right-wing politics ends up collapsing into just fascism, right? And fascism, of course, not only is it, you know, crushing minority communities domestically and taking away people's rights, but it's also warmongering imperialism. It always collapses. Fucking Alex Jones with his conspiratorial libertarian right-wing thinking supports regime change in Venezuela. So effectively, fascist bullshit. Fascist warmongering imperialist bullshit. Fucking Nick Fuentes, same goddamn thing. They fucking posture when it's election time. Oh, America first, bro. The pro-peace ticket, bro. Kamala's a warmonger. She's going to send your kids to die. She's going to send your kids to die. The second they're in power, boom, immediately flip, show you their true colors. War? I love war. I'm not anti-war. What are you talking about? I'm not anti-war. You can't be America first unless you're anti-war. Let me repeat that. You cannot be America first unless you're anti-war. So if you're watching this, and I hope there are right-wingers, I hope there are groypers watching this, I need you to understand. You can change your mind. You can mature. You can grow up. You can stop watching a little twink Nazi in his fucking basement and pretending like he's the end-all be-all of politics. This is joke shit. This is pathetic shit. This might as well be George W. Bush delivering this rant. Do you understand that? Do you get that? That, again, it's time. If you want the whole point of left-wing politics, you need to understand this. The whole point of left-wing politics is to actually fight the establishment. Is to actually say, you know what? The status quo, it ain't working for us. It ain't working for us. We have worse income and wealth inequality than the fucking Gilded Age. And we're supposed to pretend like everything's okay and pretend like we don't need a fucking page one rewrite and we don't need to tax the billionaires out of motherfucking existence. We have fucking hundreds of thousands, 600,000 homeless people in this country, at least tens of thousands of homeless veterans. But Elon Musk's bitch ass can be worth $500 billion with a T? $500 billion. Nah, son. Nah, we don't play that. No, we have to page one rewrite. We got to fucking go after the wealthy. The problem is the billionaires. The problem is the corruption. The problem is capitalism and how it's structured. The problem is not immigrants. It's not trans people. And look at all these fucking warmongering dipshits who were virtue signaling like they were anti-war 7 seconds ago. But now that Trump says, hey, let's do Venezuela, they go, yeah, I love it. Let's do Venezuela.
The United States has this awesome wealth and awesome power. And there's nothing wrong with that inherently, to use that power to secure the interests of America. And historically, what has always been the strategic interest of America is to control the Western Hemisphere. You know, maybe Iran is not a threat because they're literally on the other side of the world, but Venezuela is close to home. Cuba is close to home.
And Maduro has 5,000 Russian missiles he's going to use. He's allied with China. He's running.
Oh my God. So Alex Jones is arguing with a straight face that Maduro might attack Cleveland. Maduro might attack Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Or fucking Orlando, Florida. This is what he's implying. Oh, Maduro's a threat to us. You might actually come after us. You don't fucking believe that. Nobody fucking believes that. Alex, you're now doing the whole Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction. He's a really bad guy. He killed a lot of guys. If you're against going to war with Saddam Hussein, I guess you love dictators. This is what you're doing now. Congratulations.
He's the piggy bank for the Democrats. You want to cut the Democrats off?
He's the piggy bank for the... Bro, I am done. What the fuck? Why am I even doing this show? Why am I even doing this show? Have you noticed that, like, none of the Democrats are even fighting back against Trump's illegal war in Venezuela? Only Ro Khanna. There's, like, less than... You could count them on one hand. The number of Democrats who are like, you know what? This fucked up. Let's not do this. Most of the Democrats are fucking quiet. There was a memo from Democratic leadership saying, don't oppose him on the Venezuela stuff because low-key, they want to also overthrow Maduro. But here, Maduro's funding the Democrats. You're just a liar, Alex. You're just a liar. Just like you fucking lied about Sandy Hook and pretend the kids are crisis actors. The fucking parents are crisis actors. The kids didn't actually die. It's bullshit. And that's why you lost $1.5 billion in a fucking lawsuit that you're not paying because you're a fucking deadbeat also. But you're just a fucking piece of shit liar. That's all you are.
This is bigger than the USA. You cut that off. Exactly. You're saying if you were president, you're looking at this, you see why Trump's doing it.
Yes, there is a vital strategic interest for Americans.
Oh my God. Could you imagine looking at a situation where inflation is skyrocketing, unemployment is skyrocketing. We're in the biggest economic bubble in literal history. This AI bubble is 17 times bigger than the internet bubble of the early 2000s, 4 times bigger than the 2008 subprime mortgage crisis and Great Recession. You're looking around, you see that. You see innocent people getting rounded up and shipped to a concentration camp in El Salvador. You see fucking, the Epstein files being withheld. You see Trump crypto scamming his own supporters and doing all these little business grifts and doing pay to play for pardons and commutations. You look around, you see fucking warmongering all around the world, and that's your reaction? Oh yeah, if I was president, on the top of my list would be invading Venezuela and regime change in Venezuela. They're all the same, man. I'm sorry, they're all the same. All these conservatives, any virtue signaling they might do, I'm different on this issue, we're different on that issue. At the end of the day, it always collapses back to being the same fascist bullshit. It always does. It always does. And by the way, I got a lot of problems with the Democrats, the mainstream of Democratic politicians, the leadership and stuff like that. I got a lot of fucking problems with them. But let's not fucking kid ourselves. At least they're somewhat connected to reality. At least under Democrats, they wouldn't be spearheading an illegal regime change war in Venezuela. They wouldn't have cut pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels. Okay? But the right-wingers do. And all these assholes, no matter how much they pretend like, oh no, I'm standing up against the man, I'm fighting back against Trump. Oh, look at that, falls right back in line like the little bitches they are. But they're not in politics to try to improve lives. That's what you need to understand. They're not in politics because they want to improve people's life. If they were, both of these idiots would talk about Medicare for all, free college, a living wage, for example. They would talk about raising taxes on the rich. They would talk about getting rid of medical debt and getting rid of student loan debt and having free trade school for people, right? A 4-day work week. Let everybody join a union so they can have higher wages and better benefits. If they actually wanted to improve lives, they would talk about that shit. But they're not, because they don't care about improving lives. They just don't. They care about fucking towing the party line. And now the party line is, let's attack Maduro because he's a threat to us, even though everybody knows he's not.
Controlling South Central America and the Caribbean. You go to Iraq to make a democracy. You go to Afghanistan to make sure women can vote. This is about making sure that in South America we have, across the board, by the way, it's not even just in Venezuela, it's across the whole board. All these governments that are doing trade with China, they're doing trade with China, and that's the basis of a future strategic relationship.
How did they get that? How did they set that system up? Mutual fucking diplomacy and negotiation and agreement, treating them like serious human beings, treating their countries as legitimate. Fucking, doing the Belt and Road Initiative and helping build out their fucking infrastructure as opposed to what we do, which is put a fucking gun in their face and say, do this or else. Gee, I wonder which relationship is going to be stronger in the long run. The one where one side gives you money, props up your infrastructure, and makes a deal with you, or the side that points a gun in your face and says, I'm going to kill you and your entire family if you don't let us steal your natural resources and your oil. Gee, I wonder, in the long run, which one works out better? So I'm sorry, we're just being outdone. We're just being outworked. We're just being outplayed by China. They're just smarter. They're just better at this. They're able to build power and influence, and they're able to do it by building shit and making alliances. Whereas what we do is blow shit up and force people to submit to us. So, I mean, this is just low IQ shit. This is just flat out low IQ shit. They act like it's not even a possibility to do negotiation and diplomacy and actually make deals with people, right? They act like, oh, it's unsustainable to do that. Fuck are you talking about? Of course it's not. Of course you're able to do that. But they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. And they don't give a fuck about international law or human rights or U.S. law. They think that shit is a joke. And it's like, okay, you want to live in that world. You think you want to live in that world, but you actually don't. Because the second the U.S. is no longer one of the top superpowers and we're the fucking victim under somebody else's boot, you'd be crying for the refs. You'd be crying for some semblance of international law. So I don't think we need to watch anymore. You guys get the point. I mean, this is pathetic, right? I hope all the right-wingers out there realize the bait and switch that was done on you. I really hope you realize that. You got all, Trump's running. He says he's America first. Oh, I'm going to cut inflation. I'm going to keep your jobs here. Really? Fucking hundreds of thousands of jobs have been shipped overseas under Trump. Hundreds of thousands. Inflation has gone up. He says, oh, we're America first. We're not going to send you to stupid wars. Well, what are we doing now? Multiple stupid fucking wars. And all these people who were huffing and puffing and saying, oh, I'm different than MAGA and MAGA sold you out. They're right there too to sell you out. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.